Hello, my name is David Beck, and I've been using artificial intelligence, or large language models, for several years now. During that time, I have used AI for everything from writing to doing research to coding, image generation, video production, and solving everyday problems. I've made plenty of mistakes along the way, so I wanted to create a guide which anybody can follow along with and really get started with AI, because it is a very powerful tool and it can seem quite daunting if you haven't used it before. If you have any questions, just leave them in the comments and I will try to get back to you. I always enjoy helping people, so thank you very much, guys.
Welcome to the TVA. Getting started with large language models and stuff.
We're going to go through a quick presentation. I'm then going to show you a few examples of what you can do with various models. What is a large language model? It's a general purpose digital assistant you can use natural language with. These are basically assistants that can help you learn, write, think, and create. So think about this as like a personal assistant that you can have in your pocket in your computer. So this is how you get started, right? If you've never used a large language model before, I would just recommend going to Google or your favorite search engine, typing in ChatGPT. You can create a quick free account to instantly test out their capabilities. Feel free to have a good conversation with these models because they speak your language, right? Whatever it happens to be, English, French, Spanish, Italian, Klingon. You can use any language you like. Most platforms offer robust free tiers alongside paid upgrades for heavier use. Which one should you use? Okay, ChatGPT is a good all-rounder. Claude is really good for writing and analysing long documents, very good at reasoning. Think about it like an old man who knows everything, a sort of David Attenborough in the computer. Gemini is good because it's Google's assistant and it can integrate with Google services. So, for example, this presentation was created with Google Gemini. DeepSeek, again, I thought I would throw in a Chinese model. Strong reasoning and coding with a generous free option. I use DeepSeek quite a lot because it really goes away and thinks about problems a lot and comes up with really good solutions. So what can these things actually do? They can answer complex questions, summarize articles, and they can draft professional emails for you. They can tell you what you can have for dinner. They can also tutor you on a subject, so you can say, I really want to learn quantum physics. They'll teach you quantum physics. Write computer code, analyze spreadsheets, generate artwork for you, and they can read all the different file types, including PDFs, almost anything you can imagine. You can talk to an AI like you can talk to a person. You don't need to use any special code words. If you want a better response, you can put in more information. So don't just say write a CV. You would say write a CV for this particular job spec. Put in your CV, put in the job spec. It will write you a CV, especially for that job spec. Doing a cover letter like that is more useful, I find. But anyway, if you don't like the output, you can critique it. So you can say write a CV. If it doesn't work for you, you can say it's too long, make it shorter. You can then say, well, make it more professional, make it more interesting, focus it more on marketing or sales or whatever it happens to be. See, again, you can kind of iteratively improve something over time. You can upload all different types of files and it can read them. It can look at pictures or documents. You can ask it, find any spelling mistakes in this report, summarize it, whatever you want to do. Okay, so you can upload images to it and it can generate you new images, which is really good. You can create custom artwork, company logos, YouTube thumbnails, whatever you want to do. Create realistic photos and edit them. We're going to look at an example of this. Voice conversation. A lot of these models have a little voice icon. You can press it and you can have a good conversation with the model. If you use voice, it'll optimize the conversation for speed, so it might not be quite as intelligent. Data usage limits. So all of these models have free tiers, but there's also paid subscriptions which offer you more services. You also gain access to the biggest, most powerful models if you pay for various services.
Are you having fun, guys? We are almost there.
Personalization settings. This is something I think everybody should know who uses large language models. If you want the best outputs, you need to customize how they respond, because by default, they will give you something which is very generic. Don't be afraid to experiment. Try different things. There's no such thing as a wrong prompt, right? AI systems can make mistakes and they can hallucinate facts, okay? So if you are putting out research, for example, you really need to independently check the facts, okay? Or alternatively, get another AI model to check the facts for you so you can have double checking, for example. Again, this isn't perfect and you should check every fact manually. If you have quotes from somebody, just make sure that they're true. Because responses are random, you can still occasionally get stuff which isn't true. Always double check critical details and don't share personal information with these models, okay? You can share some information, but a good rule of thumb is if you don't want information to be, your private information to be shared, don't share it with a large language model. Start simple, have a nice conversation with one of these things, build on previous replies. I think the best way of learning is just trying these things out for yourself.
You did it. Let's look at practical uses.
Okay, when you first load up ChatGPT and you log in, you'll basically see this kind of interface. Click on the top left button here, and you should see a big menu appearing down the side. Again, there's lots of cool things in here, but for now, we're going to look at the bar in the middle of the screen. You can type anything you want into here. You can click and drag files into the screen here, and it will kind of save them. You can ask it to create various files for you, or just have a conversation with it. Whatever you want to do, guys. Create an image, get it to write something. For example, write me a story in 2 sentences about a frog. Then just press enter on your keyboard. You will notice there's a dictate button at the side here. If you click this, you can give it a speech command, which is useful. Or on the left hand side here, assuming you're using ChatGPT, there's a plus button which you can click, and it enables you to do various skills like searching the web, deep research, creating images, etc. You can really have a play with this, okay? And I'm going to press enter. It's going to start generating, as you guys can see. Doesn't really matter what the output is. So you can click this button here if you want, copy response, copy to the clipboard. You can then go and do something else with this if you want to. You can also click this button here. Hello, how are you doing today? I'm still making my video.
Goats. Okay. Goats have rectangular pupils, so their vision gives them an almost 360-degree view of predators. Bye!
So anyway, yeah, you get the idea. You can have voice chats. There is a sort of bar on the left-hand side. If a bar doesn't appear, just click the top left. You have a new chat window up here. It's worth creating a new chat if you want to start a new topic, for example, or a new project. If you want previous chats, you can just click on the previous chats. Let's cover image generation quickly. So you can create really cool images with ChatGPT, okay? And you can also create images with Gemini. ChatGPT creates fewer images on the free tier, but they tend to be really quite high quality. I got an image of me, so I literally went and found a file of myself. Click and I dragged it into ChatGPT here, and it uploaded. You can see it just appeared in my little box down the bottom here. And then I gave it this prompt. So I clicked on the little plus button and I went to create image, gave it this prompt. Please put me in a futuristic power armor, Fallout style, coming out of a vault, etc. And it gave me this. It can basically generate nearly anything you want. In terms of imagery. Obviously, if you are on a paid tier, it can generate a lot more images for you. But again, this is a fun tool that you can kind of play with. Let's move on to Claude. Claude has various advantages. It's extremely good at writing tasks. It's very intelligent. It's got very, very good reasoning skills. If you want to have a sort of philosophical conversation with a computer, I would recommend Claude. It also has a feature down the bottom here where you can change which model will respond to you. Fable 5 is the most powerful model, but you need to actually go for a paid tier in order to use it. Though Sonnet 5 is very good for everyday tasks. There's also an effort bar here, so you can go medium, high, etc. A low effort response will be very quick. A max effort response is going to give you a much better result. However, it will use an awful lot more computer power or tokens, and it will mean that your usage runs out very, very quickly. Generally speaking, medium or high is pretty good. Medium is good. One thing I should also point out, which I think is really useful in ChatGPT, is if you go down the bottom here, you'll have your name, and we're going to go personalization from this menu. You can kind of change what output you have. Okay, custom instructions. These are really, really worth putting in place. So British, English only, never use M dashes because they are a dead giveaway for AI text. Never use Americanisms. Where appropriate, use parliamentary language, never American. Voice, educated British, gentleman, dry, understated, quietly witty. Avoid AI fingerprints. Prefer plain English, natural rhythm and mild understatement. Metric system by default. Convert American vocabulary to British. And again, this bit down the bottom here gives it a really nice personality, okay? Although you can choose your own personality. So I want to draw from Sir Humphrey Appleby, Stephen Fry, Jeeves, Churchill's restraint, Boris Johnson's occasional colourful wit, capture the style, not the voice, never imitate an individual directly. Basically, that just makes the responses a bit more however you want them. We're going to move on to Gemini now. I want to take you through my workflow of how I actually created my presentation earlier. I asked it, hey, I want to create a basic video guide to LLMs. What should I cover? This is called priming, okay? If you want the large language model to do work for you, the first thing I would do is prime it, okay? If you are going to do some research on elephants, okay? Prime the model by saying, can you tell me, and search, you have to say search, for 50 interesting facts about elephants, okay? It will give you a response, and in subsequent responses it can refer to the original response to take inspiration, okay? You will get much better results if you actually ask a pre-question so that the model is primed. The response which it gave me I wasn't particularly happy with, so I said that's a good guide, but I wanted a guide for users who have never used a large language model before, etc. And again, it gave me a much better response, which is kind of my presentation. However, this looks really awful. So I then went to Gemini. I copied all of this. You can either copy it manually by selecting it, or you can go to the bottom here and you can click copy response, which will copy the whole thing to your clipboard. I went to Gemini and I said, hey, can you improve my guide for first time large language model users? Simplify it, etc. And it created this nice little file for me. I wasn't particularly happy with the original guide because it looked really bland, so I said, can you give it a bit more color, maybe a jungle theme? And it obliged, so it gave me a nice kind of presentation here. You can go to the top here and click slides, PDF or whatever. I clicked slides. It generated this lovely presentation for me. But yeah, this is all done in Google Gemini because it is integrated into Google and it can use a lot of Google's tools, which is very, very nice. All of this was just created by the model. Okay, this literally took me about 5 minutes. I should say that Gemini can also generate images. However, it does leave a watermark. So if I said, create a picture of a dog doctor, it's going to obligingly create me a dog doctor picture. The issue with Gemini is it puts a watermark on the picture. You can see this little symbol in the corner here. But as you can see, it gives you a nice picture, very, very quick. You can also create pictures in ChatGPT, as we've previously seen. You can upload images here. With Gemini, you need to say refer to the picture. So I'll give you an example. I've just selected from my files a picture of my World of Warcraft character. I've put it into here. I've labeled it Tim. Okay, so that's the name of it. So I'm going to copy tim.png and I'm going to say, please put tim.png into a scene where he is running away from a cute pink dragon. Hasn't exactly worked, but nevertheless, you get the idea, right? You can generate images. One of the things I would say is if you want a wider image, right, for a thumbnail for YouTube, just mention that you want a wide image for a thumbnail and it should give you a wider image. Here we go. Perfect. If you want to download this, go to the top here and click download full size. And again, that's been downloaded for you. You can then copy this, put it into Canva, for example, and set the size to the appropriate, YouTube size. And yeah, there we go. You've made a cool picture for your video. Lastly, to end the video, I wanted to talk about DeepSeek because it's a Chinese model. One of the things I like about DeepSeek is if you have a coding problem, for example, you can basically put the code in, tell it what the problem is, and it goes away and it will do an insane amount of thinking for you. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe if you want to, and yeah, leave a comment. I really appreciate you guys and everything that you do. Hope you found this useful. Have a wonderful day, guys, and yeah, signing out.